Child, now I know I've been gone for 3 weeks, but I had some family matters to attend to. Child, now I'm back with the part 2 of this Jezebel scandal. All hell then broke loose, baby. Brenay and Tim then got married. You mean to tell me that the world's biggest pick-misha then got picked? Excuse me? Have mercy. Child, now y'all already know that there's a lot of shit going on and I already been absent, so we gonna have to take our time with this because there's a lot of information. So before we get into the most recent update about Brie Nasty, we gotta see how we led up to this point. Let's bring in some reinforcements from TikTok. And before we do, shout out to every single content creator that I add into this video. Y'all make sure that y'all go follow them. Shout out, in my previous video, we saw the whole breakdown of how this started with Brenay online. If you haven't watched that video, go ahead on and click the hell off of this one. Go watch that one and come the fuck back to this one. Hammers. So the last thing y'all saw was everybody hopping on Brenay's ass because she popped up to them children's graduation knowing that she wasn't invited. Then got escorted out. Y'all, from that point on, Brenay has been consistently antagonizing Akira when it comes to her kids, knowing that there are court orders saying that she can't be around the kids. Child, and it don't stop there. Brenay has the audacity to sit on TikTok and mention one of Akira's kids talking about, oh, she would just love these hair clips. Girl, as if she didn't sit up there and break that baby hair.
And y'all cannot tell me this is not cute. Princess will love this. Do you hear me?
Bermuda has made Akira's daughter hair fall out.
And Akira was saying, this is why I don't put chemicals in my child's hair. Child, when I tell you this 304 is out of control, she is out of control. When I tell you I would have turned her thick ass every which way but loose, you didn't broke my baby hair? Oh no, we gotta take it to the street. Child, so then Brenay had the audacity to have a problem with the fact that Akira wanted to keep the last name Montague.
All right, so how do I feel about her keeping wanting to keep the last name? That's her decision. I don't feel any type of way towards it, to be completely honest with you. That's perfectly fine. She's gonna be the Miss Montague and I'm gonna be the Mrs. Montague. So honestly, it really doesn't matter to me, for one. For two, the reasoning behind it just doesn't make sense to me, because she's gonna forever be the mom of the babies, you know, of the kiddos. So like, honestly, I don't know. For me, it just doesn't make sense. I seen the lives, like I seen the screen recordings of the live, and it's just crazy to me, because I'm not gonna keep no man last name who put me through hell. Personally, whether we have kids or not, just my opinion, I'm not gonna do that. But it's a difference if my goal or her goal was to never get married again. You know what I'm saying? Keep the last name, cool. But to get married and to hyphenate it under the new man's last name is absurd to me. So I don't know. So yeah, I mean, y'all can't be asking me how I feel about it, because I'm not the one gonna be married. Y'all need to ask her boyfriend.
Here's what Akira had to say about that.
I put in just as much work for that last name as my kids did. That is me. That is mine. I worked for it. It ain't changing. Not only that, I'll change it if you pay for it. If it bother y'all that much, send me the money so I can change it. I have to change my social security card. I have to change my license. Not to mention, y'all know how hard it is to get a real ID. I have to change that. Gotta change a passport. I have to change paperwork at work. I have to go and change documents, medical documents. I have to change my kids' information. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. So, with that being said, this is the first, not even the first. How many times have I said this? This is the second time. This is the third and the final time that I will say this. I'm not changing my last name. Forever a Montague. Even whoever I date, they will know from the beginning. Hey, first date, was married. Unfortunately, I'm not changing my last name. More than welcome to hyphenate it. If that don't work for you, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm not changing it.
Child, now wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Do y'all remember in the last video when the TikTok creator that's not a lawyer broke down the legal matters? And she said that Akira has some type of proof of what Brenay and Tim was saying and doing in her house and while she was asleep. Y'all, Akira found the video on the laptop in the house. Child, she caught they filthy ass red-handed doing you, don't ya? Can't ya, won't ya? And Brie Nasty had the nerve to be talking about it after. And what size it was, I believe. Excuse me? Hammers.
So Brenay is on video doing a horizontal poker with Tim inside of Akira's home while Akira is out at work. So Brenay is also on video twerking on Tim inside of Akira's home and talking about Akira and laughing at the fact of Akira thinking that she's happy in this marriage with Tim. Y'all ain't tell me all of this. Y'all ain't tell me all of this. Shout out to people like Black Goddess who's been covering this whole time. But I did find the court documents. You know, I try to stick to the legal points over here, but I did find the court documents. So let's go through some of the questions that Brenay has to answer regarding this lawsuit. Before we go into this, let me just make a few facts here, okay? So this is an alienation of affection lawsuit. Therefore, you cannot sue your spouse. You have to sue the person that they were cheating with, okay? Let's not forget that Fantasia went through this same thing in this same state. Let's jump into some of these questions, y'all. So we're just asking, did you discuss on a video how the plaintiff made your hoo-ha feel? Your lady parts. Did you discuss on video about the size of plaintiff's husband's dang-a-lang? Did you say that? Did you discuss on video where you were reminiscing about the times that y'all did the oochie coochie? Y'all, I cannot make these questions up. Then we get into more serious questions like, did you have grits inside of the plaintiff's home? Did you have grits inside of the plaintiff's bed? Were you present in the plaintiff's house without her consent and without her knowledge? Then it starts asking, were you and him doing it outside of the home? And if so, when were you doing it? And where were the locations? Y'all, this is going to be humiliating. I do not see why this lady did not try to settle this, because first off, for her to be asking you specifically about things that you did on video, and some of the videos had Tim in the background, this is going to be bad. That means she's already seen it and she already has these videos or has means to get these videos. On top of that, now you got to answer these questions in open court. And this is a jury trial. You don't know how many homes have been broken up on that jury. You don't know how many women or men have had their heart broken. I don't see this going well for her.
China, let's speak a little bit about Devon. Look at this right here.
The damage that has been done to me throughout this whole little process and Brenay's divorce, it is not because of, we ain't even divorced yet, actually. We're still in the separation phase, but the damage that has been done to me throughout this whole little process is taking a toll on me. It's been driving me kind of crazy a little bit, because I've been wanting to speak out about it, just because the simple fact of all of this stuff that y'all see on the internet be so fake, bro. Y'all may say I never looked happy with her in the videos and whatnot, but y'all don't know nothing that went on behind closed doors or behind the camera. People don't know what I had to go through. People don't know what I had to deal with, but I'm not gonna make it seem like I didn't have my faults either. Yes, I had some ways about myself too, but I never once thought about stepping out of my marriage to go be with somebody else. To sit here and say that I'm happy to see my wife with another man, no, I'm not. But I had to let that go, just so I wouldn't continue to get myself hurt by chasing somebody who don't want to be with me. Do I wish we could have worked things out? Yes, any married couple would, but it has to be a team effort. But when it's not, it's not gonna work. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I've struggled with just moving forward from this situation, because it's like there's been a lot of unanswered questions, but everything has been shown through actions. So I have no choice but to accept my reality now and face the fact that things ain't gonna be the same ever again. I never once thought that going into marriage that it was gonna go like this, but you know, when people got other plans, they could really care less about you. And at this point, after this video, if it ruffles feathers and people feel some type of way about me, I could care less. To have somebody that you loved so dearly play with your heart the way they did, it really shows you that you really don't know people for who they really are. And it's just crazy to me how you can sit there and tell somebody that you love them, but then sit there and betray them like that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I thought getting over this little situation would be so easy. I've even tried to move on myself, made the mistake of trying to move on too early, and I've hurt people. And hopefully they forgive me. Life, they're feeling this pain, it's tough. And I don't really think a lot of people really speak out about it, but waking up, not feeling that joy that you used to feel because somebody stripped it away from you, they just took your heart and ran with it. All because of their lack of letting go. It sucks. Like, for my wife to sit there and tell me that she loves another man, it's crazy to me. Like, you really had the nerve to sit there and tell me that to my face, that you love him and you don't want to hate him because he slept with your sister, and that you want to squash out those little feelings that you got towards him. But me trying to be understanding, I'm like, all right, go squash a little beef or whatever. So they do that. And then now she wants to go spend Christmas with him and his family. And I'm like, I mean, we didn't really plan that, but all right, that's cool. We go do something different, spend quality time with them, I guess. But that whole week, it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. There was a lot of them spending time together while their spouses are sitting there looking like, what is going on right now? And it's like in that moment, I kind of realized like they got something going on, and it kind of made sense in the end, because after they made their little video together where she didn't want me in it with them, I called a little attitude, and she got mad at me for getting an attitude. And then when we get back home after that Christmas weekend, I had a wedding ring, a new wedding ring that I had for her birthday. I gave it to her. She didn't even open it. And at that moment, I knew something was going on, but I didn't think much of it. And then when I go to my cousin about how I felt about that situation where they was making that video and she didn't want to put me in it, I guess she overheard me talking about it to him, and she asked me like, why can't you express that to me? But I already knew I wasn't gonna be heard if I was to bring that to her, so I'm like, I ain't even gonna waste my breath. And should I have did that? No. But when I'm not being heard, I'm not about to keep forcing myself to be heard. And then a couple days after that, she wanted to hit me she wanted to separate, but not to separate to divorce, but separate to better our relationship. And I'm like, we can just do that now. We haven't even tried counseling. But she feels like separation is the best way to go. And then Martin Luther King weekend comes up, and the crazy thing about that is, she ain't robbing me down there. She wanted to go down to my cousin in them house again. She ain't robbing me. She had my cousin come pick her up. And in that moment, I knew what was going on. I realized I was trying to get played with. So I drive down there Friday night after I got off work. I get down there trying to give her a hug and kiss. She didn't want me to touch her. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, can we at least go outside and try and talk? No. And then later on that night, she wanted to hit me with she wanted a divorce. I'm like, bro, y'all be like, at that moment I realized like I'm getting played with. So I came up with a little joke, and I was like, our proposal was fake. I made it seem real only because your mama came downstairs, and that broke her, I guess. That hurt her feelings to her core. But in that moment, I didn't care, because I already knew I was getting played with. But should I have made that little joke? No, but it is what it is. So the Saturday of that Martin Luther King weekend, we all go to this little park, and Tim and his wife is over there having a conversation, and me and Brenay having a conversation. And I ask her, I'm like, do y'all got something going on? And she asked me, how would you feel, hypothetically, how would you feel if me and Tim were to rekindle? And in that moment, I already knew. I'm like, because the night before they was already talking about getting back together. So in that moment, I'm like, oh, I'll be happy for y'all. Not really meaning it, but it's like, I'm not about to sit there and force myself to try and fight for a relationship where you want to be with somebody else. To take it a step further, I started playing along with their game. She wanted to hit me with we get back home after Martin Luther King weekend, she hit me with she want to start bringing guys over. I'm like, nah, if you gonna be with Tim, you can bring him over. They do that. They sleep in the bed together or whatnot. She made it seem like she was gonna sleep with me, but nah, she slept with him. And in them moments, I'm like, yeah, all right. I kind of got my feelings a little bit, but I'm like, I took my L. Cried about it, yeah, I did. I ain't gonna lie, it hurt to see it. But at that point, I just had to see it for myself to see if it was really real. And it was. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna say something about me after this little video, but it is what it is.
And you mean to tell me this what she gotta say?
And try to play like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Let's talk about the simple fact that I asked this boy, I'm sorry, because he's not a man for real. Let's talk about how I asked this boy, Devon Mayo, let's go to counseling. He didn't want to do it. Why we go to counseling if there's nothing this and there's nothing that? Why would I go to counseling for people that... He just suggested counseling when I was finally over with, okay? So let's also talk about how multiple times I went to his mom to get him right. I promise to God, right hand to God. I went to Tanya Mayo multiple times to get her son in line. And guess what happened? 3 times, y'all. Not once, not 2, but 3 times. I went to his mom and I kept asking her, hey, I need you to get Devon in line. He's not leading this marriage. Why do I need to stay in a marriage if I'm leading it? Am I the husband or am I the wife? He didn't want to lead. He didn't want to lead this marriage. It was so many things that Devon did not want to do. Stop, Poncho. So many things that Devon did not want to do in the marriage. So guess what Brenay did? Brenay got fed up with it, okay? Brenay got fed up with it. If I'm going to be the husband in a marriage, then why not be by myself? Okay? Cool. Second thing, I didn't finish watching all of his video because someone sent it to me. I didn't finish watching everything, but I hope they screen record this and get this all around the internet if you want to. Number two, let's go back to his mom. It's so funny how his mom's sitting on the internet trying to play like her son is so innocent and so, you know, he's the victim of everything when he's not. You and I both know that because I came to you multiple times and I was asking you, Tanya, I'm begging you, get your son together. Please, I'm literally begging you, right? Let's talk about the fact that he mentioned something about a park. We was at the park and I said a hypothetically question. That was way before, and when I asked him that, I don't honestly, to tell you all the truth, I don't remember asking him the hypothetical question. And if I did ask him a hypothetical question, it wasn't towards me being with him. It wasn't towards me being with him. And if it was, that was after the fact him and I already decided not to be together anymore. Let's clock that T. He trying to act like he's spilling something and he not. And let's talk about the time where I was there for a whole week at their crib. And let's ask why I was there the whole week. Why, Brenay, how come you were there at someone else's house for a whole week? Oh, well, because Devon tried to buck up at me like he was going to hit me. Ooh, let's talk about that. He didn't do it not once, but he did it twice. Stop trying to play the victim, bro. Stop trying to play the victim like you really, when you love somebody so much. If you love me so much, why did you buck up at me like you was going to hit me? You ain't going to hit somebody that you love, Devon, correct? Why else did I leave for a week? Why else did I leave for a week, bro? Oh, okay. Okay, so let's move on. Him and I already had that conversation. And when we decided on separating, guess what he did? He took his ring off and put it in the bag and said, I'm so happy that we're not going to be together. We never really act like husband and wife. We were really like close friends just having sex with each other. And let's also talk about the fact that you told me that you married me as a joke. And you expect me to just be like, you know what? Okay. You said that you married me as a joke, Devon. Let's not forget that, bro. This is way before anything. This was in January. Matter of fact, it could have been in January or December, one of those days. You told me you married me as a joke, and anybody who knows me know Brenay want to be a wife and a mom. Anybody who knows that, and you expect me to just be like, okay, we can work it out. No, you said you married me as a joke. You were young, and this and the 30. You want me to just be like, you know what, it's okay. He's just talking. No. And then a couple weeks later, you wanted to hit me, bro? Come on, Devon. Stop it. And once he realized it was too late and I was so far gone out the relationship, now he want to play, come on, let's try to work it out. No, I'm done. Brenay's done. Stop with all that. I left you for another man. No, I didn't. If I left you for another man, don't you think I would have been left you? If I wanted to leave you for another man, Devon, don't you think I would have been left you, bro? No, I didn't leave him for nobody. Tim and I were not together. Stop it, bro. Stop it. And they're not cousins. They're not cousins. For them to be cousins, the first cousins at that, doesn't that make one of the siblings, doesn't that make his mom or his dad a sibling of his mom and his dad or whomever? Bro, they only thought that they were cousins because they had the same maiden name. Devon is not even a Montague. His people is a Montague. Devon is a Mayo. Because his dad, come on, bro, they're not cousins. Stop it, Devon. Stop, bro. Stop. Stop trying to make it seem like I'm this terrible person when you know I'm not. And then you swear up and down you love me so much. If you did, you would have acted right before we didn't have to get to this. You would have acted right a long time ago when I was going to your mom, when I suggested counseling. When I suggested all of these things, when I was the one that was actually taking lead in the relationship and you weren't. Let's talk about the fact that every single time you look so uninterested. And that's not only on camera, guys. Woohoo, that's not even on camera. That's off camera. He acted like that to me all the time. But y'all don't see that. But y'all always play. Y'all always try to make it seem like, Brenay, you're this type of person. Brenay, you're this type of person. No, I'm not. My heart is literally pure, bro. And I don't have to prove that to nobody. I don't have to prove that to nobody. But he's not going to get on here and start lying on me, bro. Especially because I didn't want to come bring it to the internet. Why? Because I wanted to spare him.
Brenay, please, go chew on something. Because this is not what it is. That man was the fuck hurt, wounded. But not no more.
Free at last, thank God. I'm free at last. Woo! I got another picture of me screaming. I just had to get that out. That's that big screech. If you know, you know. Boy, after the judge said to me, my boy, you were free, my face had a smile because I was filled with so much glee.
Baby, he didn't drop that weight. He didn't glowed up. He didn't cut them locks off. Some people are calling him a zaddy, okay? And he is living his best life and he's not worried about the shit. He don't even care. And Brenay can't stand it.
Why do y'all act like losing weight is a prize? Some people don't want to lose weight. Who said I was trying to lose weight? See, this is why y'all can't lose weight. Please.
How are you mad at me? Because I lost weight. But if you want muscles like me, just say that. It's okay. You gotta do is a couple push-ups, couple squats, couple sit-ups.
I've been so freaking tired.
All you gotta do is leave the Chipotle alone. Stop eating everywhere you go. You go out of town, you eat. You go get some clothes, you eat. You get in the car, you eat. You sit down in the house, you eat. You go to sleep, you eat. Stop eating so much. That's your problem.
And they say she didn't gain every pound that he lost.
Give me a napkin. Give me this napkin. So dramatic. This is what I really wanted so bad.
I love it when a female fumbled a gentleman. Come here, please. Yeah, fumbled real bad. Talking about fumbled at the 1 yard line when you could have scored a touchdown. You dropped it. And now somebody picked up the ball, running to the other end of the field about to score. That's how bad the fumble was. And it was the last couple of seconds of the game. Fumbled terribly. But hey, what can I say? Some people don't know what they got till they lose it. And I'm not gonna hype myself up, but I will say, I'm a pretty good guy, pretty good looking, you know. I'm very good with my hands, can fix stuff, I can cook, I can clean, I can do anything. I can sing, I can dance, I can model. That sounds like a hell of a man right there. I'm blessed and highly favored by the Lord, as you can tell.
But hold on, we can't forget about the updates on Devon's case against Tim.
The judge has filed an inactive order in Tim and Devon's case, and this is why this is weird to me. Because why wait until after Tim was served to file this when you could have filed this a month ago when you had the actual hearing? Now, we know they had the status hearing back on September the 18th, and Devon's attorney was present on his behalf. However, the judge decided to still move the case into an inactive status. The judge is stating that neither party actively prosecuted or defended in this case, so the case has been marked as inactive, removed from the docket, and has been placed as a closed file until ordered otherwise. Now, this is done without prejudice, so that means that it can still be reopened by either side. We know Tim is not about to reopen this case against him, but if Devon decides he wants to go forward with this, he can go ahead and do that. All they would need to do is file a motion to reactivate this case, as well as submit a proposed order to reactivate this case. So at this point, we have to just kind of sit back and see what Devon decides to do. Now, as soon as I have some more information regarding this or more documents upload, I will let you all know.
Boy, what a true healing would do to you. Baby Devon don't even care. And I don't blame him, but I also feel that he needs to stand on 10 the same way Akira is standing on 10.
And it's a kid-free weekend. Cut up.
But my good sister Akira is finally free. Congrats to her. Big shout out to my sister Akira. So happy for you. It feel good. It feel good to be free, don't it? I know it do.
Child, y'all not even ready for this. Did y'all know that Brenay and Tim got engaged at the cemetery? Excuse me? Hammers. Child, so then fast forward. Brenay got locked up in the slammer. And guess what it was for?
Brenay got her butt arrested trying to stand by her man, y'all. This is what we mean by playing chess and checkers. Akira filed this paperwork on September the 5th, 4 days ago, knowing that Brenay was going to run her ass up there to their court proceeding again today to be beside Tim. I don't know if she feel like she can't trust him around Akira or what the case is, but she don't let that man go up there by himself. Now, on this paperwork, it says that Brenay has been discussing Akira online since June of this year. She's been making posts on TikTok, Facebook, and on Snapchat, and Akira has proof of it. They have pictures, they have videos to show everything that Brenay has been doing. Now, Brenay has posted an unsecured bond, which means that she was given a bond. She did not have to pay anything today. However, she already has a hearing set, and it's set for the 11th of this week, which is Thursday. Y'all, just imagine if Tim is found in contempt of court and he has to pay $2,000 to $3,000, and then Brenay now has this $2,500 unsecured bond that she has to pay, and all of this is basically coming out of Brenay's pockets.
Child, they kept her in there for at least a day, and then she wound up getting out. But when she got out, guess what happened? Tim and Akira both ended up in the slammer. And why was that?
Tim and Akira have both been arrested today. So we already knew they had their sentencing scheduled for today, and it was for the contempt of court charges that the judge had already found them in contempt. Today was just the day to find out their punishment. Now you can see here, this is Tim's mugshot, his name, his information. You can see Akira's mugshot, her name and info, but they have the wrong age on here. Now, the reason I waited to post was because the website was kind of confusing. They have different indexes on here for Akira's contempt of courts. You can see one of them says not guilty. However, there's another one that does not say anything. So because of this, I wanted to make sure that I was understanding it right. So I did reach out to an attorney so that they could look at it and they could tell me what they thought. And from what they said is, it looks like she possibly had two different things that he was looking at her for contempt of court charges for. One of them was not guilty. However, the other one was guilty. Now, it does not say how long they have to sit in jail. We don't know if it's going to be just 1 day or it could be up to 30 days. However, what I do know is it is a Friday. These are both parents to the same children. That means their kids are without their parents at this time. And it's really just a bit too much at this point. Now, Akira's attorney did file a motion to have the court documents sealed. So I am not sure if we're going to get too many more updates.
Child, plot twist. The minute that Brenay got out the slammer, how about her and Tim stayed there and got married? Child, they saying they went to the Golden Corral for their honeymoon. Hammers. Child, so since Akira, Tim, and Brenay all been out of the slammer, and everybody on TikTok knows that they're married, Brenay has been on a mission to do everything that Akira said that she wants to do. Sound like somebody fucking familiar. Who could that be? Could he be that well?
We're not in no competition with nobody. We're not trying to be like everybody else. We're not trying to be like the basics of what everybody else doing.
Child, Akira said she wanted an SUV with 7 seats because she want more kids. Brenay went and got her one.
I want a Kia. I want a, whatever I get, I need a 7-seater because I do plan on having more kids and I need this car to last me a while.
And her and Tim just bought a new house. Now, how in the hell you can have a new car and a new house? You spending $5,000 on food, but you're facing a $2 million lawsuit. And you have no legal counsel whatsoever and still moving like you're above the law and not giving anything that the lawyer of Akira is asking for.
Brenay has now purchased a house and a car while in the middle of a $2 million alienation of affection lawsuit. Like, this does not make sense to me at all. Now, shout out to 901 Glomo, who recognized that the address did change on these forms and that this house was listed under Brenay's name. Now, first, before we get into any of this, who did this? Who posted this name when you search this house? So that means somebody else that found this information too, because y'all done put this as the name of the house when you go and search the address. But y'all, this is why it does not make sense. She released her attorney saying that she could not afford her attorney. She's supposed to be appealing to not have that amount of money for $2 million to pay Akira, but you done bought a house that's worth between $300,000 and $400,000. On top of that, you've gotten a car. On top of that, y'all keep going to Dave & Buster's and doing all the rest of that stuff. The judge is going to see this. They're going to be able to see all of this information. And if Brenay loses this lawsuit, they could possibly put a lien on this house. Now, on top of that, North Carolina really doesn't play when it comes to this. In 2017, an NFL player from the Eagles got sued for alienation of affection in North Carolina. That person settled outside of court. However, in 2011, a woman was awarded $30 million in North Carolina because another woman slipped her husband her number while at a funeral. Y'all, this is about to be interesting. I cannot wait to see what happens in November when this trial actually starts.
Excuse me? Have mercy.
The credit union has been subpoenaed. Y'all, Akira's attorney is not playing at this point. She said, you know what, Brenay, you want to give us half-ass information or no information at all? We're just going to go over your head or fact check what you already gave us. So today she has filed a subpoena asking for the credit union to produce any and all accounts that is attached to the account holder, Brenay A. Kennard. Now, this is going to be very interesting because if those credit union statements, if you even send a cash out to somebody, it includes the person's cash out name on that statement. This is going to be good. We're going to know if she actually purchased that house or if she's renting that house. It included the last four of a checking account number, the last four of a savings account number. It even said that she had a personal loan and included that information too. Now, on top of all of this, Akira's attorney, Ms. Robin, some apps like this one forces you to get paid on PayPal. Yeah, you don't have the option to switch over to your checking account. So you might want to check that PayPal too, because there's almost like 3 million followers on that. So I know that check is probably good. Y'all, we are closer to this court date now. Court is supposed to start on November the 3rd. I said the 4th previously, but I was incorrect. It's the 3rd. This is a jury trial. So no matter what the judge has done so far, it is going to be up to the jury.
Child, when I say it's messy in here, it's messy in here.
Brenay has filed a motion to quash. Not going to hold you, but it looks like she did it. This is irrelevant, is unreasonable, and that is an invasion of her privacy. She also states that she already sent over this information when she was sending out those interrogatories. Here's my issue with that. If she sent out these same exact documents, then what is the difference from the bank providing the documents to Akira's attorneys? That makes me feel like she either left some documents out or it's something that she is hiding, possibly another account. Now, I also want to know if she turned in all of the ways that she receives payments, because just because you have a bank account here does not mean that's where your payments are going to. For instance, at my job, I can get my check sent to any debit card that I want to. It does not have to be an actual bank account. Akira and her attorney said Brenay can't be asking to quash nothing because she still ain't did what she was supposed to do on her end. Now, Ms. Robin has filed a response to Brenay's motion to quash. And on this response, she says, on May 30th, 2025, you put an order in compelling discovery and you also entered in sanctions. However, Brenay is still blatantly violating a standing court order and willfully refusing to comply. Now, Brenay was supposed to turn over a certain amount of information, bank statements back from January 2023 up until now. She was asking for text messages from that date up until now. However, Brenay only turned in bank statements from May 2024 to May 2025. When it comes to the years of text messages, she only submitted 5 days worth of text messages, y'all. She was supposed to turn in all of her social media information, like what social media apps were paying her, the bank statements from those payments. She was supposed to turn in her brand deals, her loan statements, her credit card statements, and she has not done any of that. The only thing that she has turned in remotely is a tax return when it comes to the request number 10. Now, all of this stuff was basically asked for the first set of interrogatories. So Brenay has had over a year to produce this information. They also say with the first set of interrogatories, Brenay still has not submitted appropriate answers or documents, and that she is basically trying to delay compliance and obstruct discovery. They also remind the judge that it has gotten so bad that they have now filed a second motion to compel, which is going to be heard next week on October the 27th, which Brenay could be facing even more sanctions.
Excuse me? Have mercy. China, wait a minute. Just then, how about Tim is suing Akira for $30,000? And guess what for?
Tim is now suing Akira for $30,000. He is suing her for invasion of privacy, unauthorized access to a computer, and conversion/misuse of personal property. This is all coming from the fact that Akira saw that video on Tim's computer back in February of 2024 with Brenay talking on there, talking about how she felt about Tim and his size and all of that kind of stuff. Y'all, how are you going to sue somebody because you got caught cheating? What are we doing here? And then to say it's unauthorized access to a computer. Okay, granted. However, how are you going to prove that you never gave her the password? That y'all didn't both share that laptop? You may have purchased it, but y'all could have both been using it and she could have had all the access that she wanted to the laptop. How are you going to prove that she did not have that access? And then you're mad saying that it caused you embarrassment, it messed up your reputation. No, you cheating with Brenay messed up your reputation. You cheating with someone who was around your wife, who was around your kids, messed up your reputation. And like the only reason we know about it is because it is being used in this court case. Yes, he mentioned that as well, that she is now using it against his current partner. However, we didn't see the actual video. We only saw mention that there was an actual video. Y'all, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. I don't got time for this bull crap.
Now wait a damn minute. Akira, get behind me. Tim, bring your hips to the front. The nerve to sit up here and try to sue Akira because you got caught cheating? It caused you embarrassment? You should be embarrassed as a father. You should be embarrassed as a human being to be doing this type of shit to another human being, a woman that you stood before God and said vows to. You all on the internet over here with Brenay, and you're talking about she caused you embarrassment about a video that nobody in the public has ever seen. Timothy, I'm gonna need you to be so motherfucking for real. You sat your filthy ass up here and did this grimy ass shit with Brenay and cheated on your wife. You're not even involved in your kid's life. I heard somewhere that you only spent $90 collectively for all children. That's the amount of money you spent on the children. But you can sit up here and watch Brenay spend $5,000 on food, swallowing a whole can of whipped cream, walking around with food residue and shit underneath them funky ass nails. And you talking about Akira finding out that you were cheating on video is what made you embarrassed? Look at her.
What you pleasing for?
A little smack.
Hush.
Mukbang, not ASMR.
Tim, please be quiet.
You said it's ASMR?
I need to be quiet. Hold lane.
The nerve of Brenay to be up there spending $5,000 on food a month, but she's facing a $2 million lawsuit. Where they do that at? She don't need that much fucking food. This is the fuck gluttony. Have mercy.
Notice of deposition has been filed in Brenay and Akira's case. Now, Brenay has to show up for this deposition on October the 27th at 3 p.m. The trial is actually supposed to start on November the 4th. So basically with the deposition, they're going to sit her down and ask her all the questions that they need the answers to prepare for this case. Now, we already know that Brenay was served with multiple sets of interrogatories where she either didn't turn them in at all or she did not answer all the questions and left things blank, didn't answer truthfully. Well, they get to ask her all of this stuff under oath. So all of this will go on the record. And at this point, I want to know what questions are going to be asked. Are they going to ask about the mice? Are they going to ask about Tim and Corinne? Are they going to ask about all the stuff that she planned and plotted to do while knowing that Akira and Tim were still legally married? Y'all, at this point, Robin, if you need to hire somebody to be, you know what? I will be your stand. I will stand up and you can put your paperwork on my back and read the questions off of my back. I am so serious. I need to see how this is about to go. This could be a big turning point for this case because she has to answer truthfully. Now, if she does not show up, she could be heavily sanctioned for this. Now, as soon as I have some more information regarding this, I will let you all know. But we might be getting the answers to those questions we've been waiting for about a year now.
Well, this pygmy shit done got choked. And for the fuck what? Y'all know good and well nobody want a man with a high-ass booty. So let's go ahead and take some of that $5,000 of that money that she's spending on food and give it to them kids. Meanwhile, Brenay twin sister Karen out there door dashing because she need her breast reduction and she claimed that she don't need a GoFundMe to do it. Like Brenay.
Why she mad? It's probably because she has to go outside and work a 9 to 5 and still be stuck in traffic to go home. But let me explain, because maybe I haven't explained as far as my weight loss and my breast reduction and stuff, because there's so many people, I've been getting DMs like, Medicaid will cover it and stuff like that.
Imagine.
Let's go back to the weight loss shots. So, effective October 1st, what is it? Medicaid will no longer pay for Devon and Wegovy. Those are the only two medications used for weight loss. So, Medicaid was fully covering it except, what, $4 to $5? That's all I was paying a month, $4 to $5. Now, if I try to go get Jezebel, it's a band and some change. I am not about to pay $1,000 for a medication every month. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. So, I'm not on Jezebel anymore. I got 1 week left, I got 1 shot left, and that's gonna be it.
Child, but some people in the TikTok streets are saying that it is Brenay that got Karen's Medicaid benefits suspended.
Look, I'm just coming from the gym, but is it true that Brenay's husband is your baby daddy? No. I have one baby daddy, and my baby daddy is Devon. But y'all still not gonna believe me, but I have one baby daddy, and his name is Devon.
Excuse me? Hammers! Child, now I know I've been missing for about 3 weeks, but like I said at the beginning of the video, I had a family emergency to attend to, and I'm currently still dealing with this family situation. However, I heard y'all been missing a yapper like me, and I miss y'all messy asses too. Shout out to the realest community here on YouTube. If you made it to the end of the video and you're a yapper like me, meet me in the comments so we can have a key. That's all I got for y'all today, baby. Ciao, y'all so messy.